like I just said, we are continuing the journey of moving these exercises into our everyday actions. So, and one of the things to think about, which I think about quite a lot, is if you think of a coat hanger, if you think of a dress, a party dress, if you drop the dress, it's on the floor and it's all just crumpled up. If you put a coat hanger in the top and you lift that dress up, it holds nice and long. And that's what we have to do. We have to lift our head up. Imagine we've got the coat hanger across our shoulders and our head is the handle bit, and we've got to lift, like someone's got hold of your head and lifting, and then the body hangs down from that, rather than thinking shoulders back, tummy engaged, because then you carry on in this sort of wiggly way. You got to straighten, and that's where in Pilates, when they talk about lengthening the body, which is a phrase that gets lost on a lot of people, because like, what does that mean? But what you're trying to do is lift yourself up, and as you lift, like if you just sit on the mat now, and imagine that I've got hold of your head, or someone's got hold of your head and they're pulling it to the ceiling. Actually, if you notice your legs now, notice your seat bones, you feel lighter under your bum and your legs are on the floor lighter, versus now just flop, let that back sag, you feel you're heavy into your seat bones, heavy into the back of your legs. So when you come to riding horses, that's hard on the horse's back. When you come to walking and running, it's jarring because it's heavy. Whereas as soon as we lift up, we're holding the body up and we're making ourselves, we are lighter on the ground, so it's less impact in the ankle, knee, hip, etc., etc. Okay, so let's start and get that body mobilized. So just warming those legs up, rub those hands up and down them, and in the process of rubbing up and down, we end up leaning forward a bit, we bend forward a bit. So relax those hands and push them towards the feet and just stretch through that back, holding onto your ankles. And when we stretch the back here, don't think about taking the nose to the knees and curling. Think about bringing the tummy over the thighs, the armpits and chest over those knees, the hands towards the feet, the head over the feet, as if it's a motion. We're moving that body forward and we're making it long and lengthened, stretching through those vertebrae. So you can almost stretch and gap as if tractioning the back by just pushing the head away. And then now we're bent forward as far as we can. We pull those knees down towards the floor and increase that hamstring stretch. Then if we pull the toes gently to the nose, we increase that stretch through the calves. But just go gently. It should be a sort of 8 out of 10 stretch feeling. Release the feet, release the knees. Now the tension goes out of the legs. Now you can lean that body a bit further forward onto those thighs, and you can push those knees down and you can pull those toes up. And then release the legs, lift the body up to vertical, roll those shoulders up to the ears, back and round. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, back, put those hands on the floor and lift that chest up, pushing it forward. Bring those eyes up, breathing in, breathing out, push that chest forward. Breathing in, breathing out. And then release onto those seat bones. Take the hands onto those legs and just don't lean forward, just push that back out backwards so we're stretching. So just let the hands go onto those calves. And then breathing in, lift that head up to the sky, bring the tummy button towards the knees, put the hands on the floor, chest forward, bring that chin up. So we're doing the cat and dog stretch. Sitting. If we lift the head, push off the knuckles or the hands and lift the head up, we get lighter on those seat bones. And then breathing in, round that body back, hands on those legs, let that back round. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift that chest up, pop those hands on the floor behind, push the chest forward, reaching forward onto the front bottom, taking the chin up high. Pull those shoulder blades behind you, push the chest forward, squeeze between those shoulders. And then release onto your seat bones. Bring your hands up into the air. So now we're going to do a roll down, just to loosen that back up before we go on the foam roller. So we're going to push the lower back in the floor, because if we go on the foam roller straight away, especially when our bodies are older, it's quite brutal. So if we get that back moving a bit first, Take the head all the way down to the floor. Take those arms all the way over the head. Reach and push those hands away from the feet. Stretch through the arms. Let the shoulders come up to the ears. Let that back lift up off the floor. Push those toes away. And then breathing in. On the out breath, hands to the sky. Chin into the chest. Roll yourself. Slowly, slowly pushing that lower back into the floor. Slowly, slowly up. Hands on the legs. Rolling yourself all the way forwards down towards those feet. Good, curling that back. So mum, really working that lower back like we did the other day. Pulling that head forward over those feet. And then sitting up all the way tall and straight. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Bring those hands up in front again. Breathing in and then down to the floor again. So push that lower back. So go slowly, Helen. Pushing through that pelvis. Push that waist to the floor. Really get that waist down. Good. All the way down. Slowly, slowly. Excellent. Bring those arms. Good. Well done, mum. Hands all the way over the head. Push those fingers away from the toes. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bring those hands up to the sky. Bring that left knee in. Bring that right knee in. And bring those knees to the chest. Lift that tailbone up and release. Lift that tailbone up and release. Leaving the head on the floor. Lift that tailbone up and release. So this is really good mobilizing. Tailbone comes up and release of that lower back. Now put the right foot on the floor under the knee. Put the left foot on the floor under the knee. Roll those shoulders up to the ears. Slide them all the way down. Push those fingers towards the heels. Breathing in. Keep those toes in the air. Balls of the feet in the air. Breathing out. Flatten that lower back and lift that pubic bone into the sky. And then release. We're keeping the back from the waist to the shoulders on the floor. Let the tailbone go down and let the lower back arch. So pelvic tilts. Flatten that lower back. And lift that pubic bone up, roll those shoulders into the floor. So we're tilting the pelvis. The waist is hard on the floor, the tailbone is up. And then we rotate the other way, tailbone down, waist comes up. Keep those shoulders and ribs on the ground. Push those hands down towards those feet. Make sure those shoulder blades are flat on the ground. Flatten that lower back, lift that pubic bone up. Now continue it up, push through the heels. And curling that spine all the way up into the sky, leading with the pubic bone, breathing in, and then on the out breath, one vertebra at a time, lowering down. So we're still continuing to mobilize that spine all the way down to flat. Arch that back at the bottom, breathing in. On the out breath, flatten that lower back, push that pubic bone up into the sky, lifting it really up high, breathing in. Breathing out, one vertebra at a time, all the way down to flat. Arch that back at the bottom. Breathing in. On the out breath, flatten that back into the floor. Push that pubic bone up. So here, stopping halfway, feel the clench of those butt muscles. Push with those butt muscles, but pushing off the heels, all the way up into the sky, and then one vertebra at a time, all the way down to flat. Now bring that right knee in, bring that left knee in, hug those knees into the chest and release. Hug those knees into the chest, release. Let those arms go out on the floor like a scarecrow. Lift the feet away from the bottom, and then we're going to drop the legs to the left. Turn the eyes right, so we're just continuing to mobilize that spine. Breathing in, on the out breath, push those hands away, lift those legs up, and they can have the feet on the floor. So you're just tipping the legs from one side to the other, or you can lift those legs up. When the legs are over, just readjust the body so the spines are neutral, so the head, waist, tailbone, feet are all in a line. Push those hands away, push those knees to the floor and get a stretch through that lower back. Lift those knees up. So when I get to halfway, I kind of lift my bum up and move it across and then lower down. I'm not sure if you're true Pilates, you wouldn't do that, but in this, I'm trying to keep my alignment straight. Push those hands away. Lift those legs up. If I don't do that, then I end up rolling from one side of the mat to the other and coming off the mat because there's There's a distance between your hips. Push those hands away so my legs are over to the right, eyes are to the left. And each time try and pull those knees to the floor further and try and pull the nose to the floor further. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. Lift those knees up in the sky. Swivel with that bum, drop those knees left, turn those eyes right. Try and get the right side of the nostril to the ground. Try and get that right knee down as far as you can. Bring those legs back up. Eyes up in the middle here. Bring those hands up to the sky. Push those shoulders into the floor so my arms are straight. Now reach my hands up, so I push the spine into the ground, reach those hands and stretch. And then pull those hands, keep the arms straight, but pull those shoulders into the ground. Lengthen those legs away, breathing in. On the out breath, chin into the chest, pointing to those toes, roll yourself all the way back up to sitting. And reaching all the way forwards, all the way forwards. And then sit yourself up. Right, grab your roller in, put the roller across the back. So, roller's going to, the lower ribs are going to rest on the roller. So, resting the elbows back on it, breathing in. On the out breath, rest those ribs on. Breathing out, push this breastbone all up to the sky and let that head go back. So, gently does it, go as far as is comfortable. And then breathing in and lift back up. Breathing out, move the roller up a little bit, stretching over that roller, pushing the breastbone up high. And then bring that chin into the chest and lift up again. And move that roller up a little bit more. And breathing in. Breathing out. Stretching over that roller. And then bring that head up and move that roller. Breathing in, move the roller up a bit. Breathing out. Stretching over that roller. Lengthening and lifting up again. And then moving that roller one more. Breathing in. Breathing out, dropping that head back as we push the chest up. So we're not moving the head and the neck. So my head's now resting on the back of the roller. And I'm just going to let it rock a little bit side to side. Just be very gentle. Now I'm going to take the head in the hands, lift the bum up, and I'm going to roll that roller slowly down towards the feet, the waist rather. Resting my head on the floor. So my back is a little bit tender today, not quite sure why. And then going all the way back. So I'm just going to do it slowly. Because if I do it too fast, I'm going to spasm. So I'm just going to do it slowly. And I'm going to lean over onto the left. A bit over onto the left. So I think with all this stuff, what we've got to remember as well is that I'm going up the other way, is that we have to think of how would we be if we didn't do this stuff. So you're going to get aches and pains. Going all the way up, all the way down. So I'm over on the left. We've lived a life and we've had accidents and we've got into bad compensations and lost perfect posture. So if we didn't do all this stuff, we would be in a lot worse situation than we are. So go all the way over onto that left-hand side. So I'm right on my left and I'm going through those bottom ribs. And I'm going to rest my bum on the floor as I go through this so that I take some of my body weight away. So I'm not so heavy on those muscles. And then rock forwards and backwards. So sometimes it's not possible to completely cure things because we've had a life. But we can make them as best as we can make them. Rocking forwards and back. Okay, all the way down and all the way up. Through that armpit. And then rolling over onto the back a little bit. All the way down. And then all the way through. All the way opening And I'm going slowly back onto my back. So I'm kind of mobilizing and massaging those muscles at the same time. And then I'm going to go onto the other side. So all the way up and down on that right hand side. So you can hold the head in the hands if you want. All the way over. And then well done. And then right on the right. So this side's not so, I don't have any issues on this side. So I don't need to drop my bum down, but I could drop it down if I wanted to make myself lighter. And then I'm going to rock forwards and backwards through that armpit and through that those bottom ribs. And then rolling all the way up, all the way down. All the way up, and then back over onto your back. And then just stop in that mid-thoracic. Rest the bum on the floor, rest the head on the floor. Slide those feet away from each other. Put those hands in prayer above your head. Reach those hands away and stretch. Take hold of the right wrist and pull that right hand away, stretching through the right side. And then pull that, hold on to that left hand and stretch through that left side. And then put both hands together and stretch away. And then pull those shoulders down towards the waist. Take hold of the head in the hands, bend those knees up. And then moving that roller, that body up and down over the roller. Pop the bum on the floor. Chin into the chest and push off the roller and sit yourself up. So I feel a bit tight in my back from bending that way. So now we're going to slowly slide those hands, not aggressively, down towards those feet. Bend the knees. Bend the knees, so take the hamstrings out, make it easy for the back. Bring those armpits over those knees. Push the head over those toes, lengthen. Now push those knees down towards the floor. And now let yourself sit up nice and tall, rolling those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Bring that roller around from the back and pop it under your knees. So we're going to loosen that sacroiliac joint. So feet are flat, lift that body up. Roll that body back down to the floor so you can use your legs if you want to slow that roll down. And I'm going to kick the roller up towards my bum. Press my head and back on the floor. Roll those shoulders into the floor. Push through the heels and lift nice and high off the ground. Rest the back of the pelvis on the roller. Right, so in this position, I want you to pull the tummy button down towards the roller. So you tighten those muscles. Now release that tummy and feel the back arch. And you can poke in there and you can feel that it's taut, but it's not engaged. Now I'm going to pull the tummy down towards the roller. Now poke in there and you feel those tummy muscles are hardened. Feel those ribs are pulled down towards the floor. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And now I'm going to drop that right knee down towards the floor. And that left side lifts up slightly. Lift that right knee up. Keep that tummy and those ribs pulled down towards the floor. Drop the right knee down. Lift the right knee up. Drop the right knee down and drive that right side into the roller. Try and get the right hip under the left hip. Pushing it down and mobilizing that sacroiliac joint. Bring that right knee back up. And then holding strong, drop that left knee down, putting that the tummy button and the lower ribs into the roller. Bring that left knee up. Drop that left knee down. Bring that left knee up. Drop the left knee down and pull that left side into the roller. Pulling it in and release, in and release, in and release, in and release, in, release, and then bring that knee back up. hold the roller and bring that right knee up over your waist. If you need to hold that knee there, you can, or bring the foot up. Bring that left knee up. So you've got both legs in the air and your back is on the roller. Roll the shoulders away from the ear. So we're holding it with the arms so it doesn't roll away. So I'm holding the ends. Take those feet further over the head. Push those knees up to straight. Now, if I push off the roller, I can lift my back up off the floor more. And I can let gravity pull those hamstrings and straighten those legs over the head, pushing those knees up. Flex those feet. Point those toes. Flex those feet. Point those toes. Flex those feet. Circles with the feet one way. Circles with those feet the other way. Take those legs apart. Bring those legs together. Push those knees up to the sky. Keeping those legs as straight as we can. Breathing in, breathing out, let gravity, let them pull down. Now bend those knees. Holding that roller, move the roller down towards the lower back, holding it. Take that left leg all the way over and extend it. Take that right leg all the way over and extend it. Right, hold yourself here, drawing that core in, keep that lower back towards the roller. Bring that left leg back in and let it just hold. And now with that right foot, you're going to push the right foot away, keeping it on the floor. Feel the stretch through this hip. Pull this tummy down towards the roller. So if you pull the tummy and the ribs down, you'll feel more stretch in this hip. Push that heel away. Push that tummy button to the floor. Feel the stretch in that hip. Put that right hand on that right thigh and just pull it down. So this is the action that you have when you're walking. This leg is behind you. Your core is strong. Pull your tummy button towards the roller. So you're stretching, you're extending this hip. Lengthening. Now take that right arm up into the sky and put it over the head on the floor, pushing that right hand away from that right foot. Lengthen. Feel the stretch through the front of that body. Push that right hand away. Bring that right arm back and hold on to the roller. And then bring that right leg back on the floor and bring it back in the same position as the left leg. So with the legs here, we're helping to stabilize the pelvis. So holding that right leg there, take that left leg over to the floor, roll those shoulders up to the ears into the floor. Extend that left leg out straight, push it along the floor straight. Pull that tummy in towards the roller. So poke those tummy muscles and check they're engaged. Push that left leg away. Take that left arm over the head onto the floor above you. Push that left arm away from the left foot. Push the left heel into the floor. Tighten these tummy muscles and pull the lower back into the roller. Keep that left foot down on the floor. Push it. Lengthen through that hip. Feel the stretch in that hip flexor. Bring that left arm back in. Really push that hip flexor into the ground. Really drive that lower back into the roller and release. Pull that leg back in. Lift that leg back up. Take the right foot down to the floor. Take the left foot down to the floor. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Hold the roller. Draw the tummy in towards the roller so you're flattening the lower back. Keep the shoulders down. Lengthen both legs away. Push both legs away. Pushing them, but make sure that you're not arching your lower back. So mum, pull your waistband harder into the floor. So you're pulling, so your tummy's really engaged, pushing those heels away. Feel the stretch through the front of that hip. The harder you pull the tummy into the floor, the more stretch you'll get. Now you might not get so much stretch here because you've not got the lever of the leg in the air to hold the pelvis and help you. Walk those feet back in towards the roller, so the heels are by the roller. Bring the toes up into the air. Push the heels into the floor and release. So my toes are in the air. Push the right heel into the floor. Don't lift. Release. Push the left heel into the floor. Feel when you push the heels into the floor how the glute engages. Release. Push the right heel in the floor. I'm not lifting anything. I'm just trying to push my foot through the floor and feel how that bum engages. Tighten that tummy and pull it down towards the roller. Release. Push that left heel. Push it through the floor like you're trying to get it all the way down to Australia. Keep that tummy engaged and release. Push the right heel in. Now push the left heel in as well, but don't let the back lift. Tap bums engaged. Now push the pubic bone up to the sky and get the back off the roller. Release the back onto the roller. Push those heels into the floor. Pubic bone into the sky, tummy button down and lift. Feel the stretch in the hip flexors. Relax those shoulders. Release the pelvis onto the roller again. Release those legs. Lift the toes off the floor. Push that right heel into the floor. Push that left heel into the floor. Push both into the floor. Push the pubic bone up to the sky. Feel the bum engage. Slide that roller out of the way. And then one vertebra at a time, lower the hip back down to the ground. Arch the back at the bottom. So that is how the glutes get engaged and not the hamstrings. So pushing through those heels with the balls of the feet up, we're going to drive all the way up into the bridge. So make sure you're pushing your heels down as if you're trying to get your feet through the floor. And then lower yourself all the way back down to the ground. Arch the back at the bottom. Flatten the back, pushing those heels into the floor, pushing that pubic bone up to the sky. Lift, clench with that bum. Lengthen the hands to the feet. Lower the back all the way down to the ground, one vertebra at a time. Okay, lengthen those legs out to straight. Bring the arms up in the air over the head. Reach those hands away. Bring the arms back up. Bring that left knee in towards the body. Pull that knee up towards the armpit. Push that left leg away. Pull that left leg all the way over the body and push that left hand away and turn the eyes left. Trying to get that left ear to the floor. Try to take the left nose to the floor. Push the right leg straight. Breathing in, breathing out. Roll onto that right hand side. Support the head with the underneath arm. Take hold of this foot. So we're going to do the same stretch we did on the roller. Take hold of the foot, clench the bum, push that foot, that knee behind you. So drawing in the tummy, so we're pushing the foot away from the hand and the knee goes behind the torso, which is exactly the same as you did when you were laying over the roller. Clenching, stretching through the front of that hip. Keep that shoulder back and down, push that foot into the hand. Breathing in, breathing out. Release that leg, roll back onto the back, keep hold of it, don't let the leg go away. Pull that knee up into the armpit again. Pull that knee up, turn that leg around, bring the other leg in, hold on to the other knee and push this left knee away. Holding it away, push the knee backwards into the hand without letting the hand move. Breathing in. Breathing out, release, turn that leg. Good. And then let go of that right leg, keep the left leg in, pull it up towards the armpit. Pull it all the way over the body one more time, push that left hand out, turn the eyes left. Really try to get that left knee to the floor. And then release, let that left leg go out straight. Push the hands overhead, reach and stretch. Both hands straight up into the sky. Hold them vertical. Push those hands away, stretch that back into the floor. Pull those shoulders into the ground. Take those arms out wide, but back to the hands on the floor. Pull those shoulder blades together. Pull those ribs down towards the floor. Let that lower back stay slightly elevated. Reach those hands apart so the shoulders go around. Bring those hands up to the sky, reaching. Feel how those shoulder blades slide away. They're not touching the floor. Pushing the spine into the floor. Now pull those shoulder blades onto the floor. Take those hands out wide, backs the hands to the floor, and continue to pull the shoulder blades together. Slide those hands down by your waist. Push off the upper arms and lift that chest up. So we're opening and stretching through that upper back. And then release. Feel how your legs feel different because you've stretched one and not the other. Bring that right leg in towards your body. Pull that right leg all the way up towards the armpit. Bring that right leg over your body. Push that right hand away. Push that right knee to the floor. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push the right hand away. Push the knee down. Roll back onto your back. Bring that knee in towards your armpit. Bring that leg over the body again, pushing that right hand away, stretching. So we're taking the chest to the sky, tummy button to the sky, push that right hand away. Follow it with those eyes, push that right knee to the floor. Roll over onto that left hand side, support the head with the underneath hand. Take hold of the top leg, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Push that top leg, push that leg into the hand and push it away behind you. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push that leg into the hand. Breathing in. Breathing out. Drawing in through the core. Lengthening. And then release that leg and roll backwards onto your back. Bring that knee up in towards your armpit and turn that leg. Pop that foot on the other leg. Pull that leg towards you, push that knee away. Hold yourself in this stretched position and push that knee back into the hand. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out, release the push and lengthen through that stretch. Lengthen. And then let that left leg go out and pull the right leg in towards the armpit. And then pull that leg over the body, push that right hand away, eyes right, knee to the floor, stretch, tummy button to the sky, chest over, reaching, lengthening. And then release that leg and take that leg straight, take the arms all the way over the head, reach and stretch. Bring those hands up to the sky. Bring that left knee in, bring that right knee in. Hug the nose to the knees, lift the tailbone up and release. Hug the nose to the knees and release. Roll the shoulders up to the ears, down and back, and let those knees drop out to the side. So why we do exercises on our back is because our body's supported. We can concentrate on the areas we need to work on. So we can roll those shoulders into the floor, slide them away from the ears. We can pull those ribs into neutral. We can lift the lower back slightly, pushing the tailbone down. And we can really appreciate neutral spine much better than if we're sitting or standing where we have no references. So pulling those knees apart, feel the stretch on that inner thigh. So we're in absolute neutral spine, holding those knees apart, engaging or stretching those inner thigh muscles. Pull the knees into the hands. So we tense slightly, keeping those shoulders down and back, keeping that neutral spine. Run through it in your mind, back of the head. Upper ribs, middle ribs, bottom ribs, lower back slightly lifted. Breathing in and release the push into the hands and let those legs stretch further apart. Put that right leg straight out, push that left leg straight out, point those toes. Flex those feet. Circles with those feet one way. Circles with those feet the other way. Pulling those legs apart. Pulling the toes to the nose, push those heels away. And then let those legs relax and bring those knees back together using your hands. Bring the nose to the knees. Hold yourself here and take those hands past your body. Take those hands past your body so they're not holding onto your legs anymore. Holding your upper body up. Holding here, we're just going to take that right leg over, tuck the heel on the floor. And bring that leg back up. And take the left leg over. Heel taps the floor, bring the leg back up. Bring those arms up into the sky, let that head go down onto the floor, relax the neck. Rest those arms on the floor, push them away from the body. Pull them back towards the body, hold them here, ribs on the ground, lower back slightly lifted. Take that right leg over, push the tailbone into the floor, tap the heel on the ground. Bring that leg back up. Take that left leg over, hold that body absolutely strong, tap the heel on the floor, lift the left leg back up. Right leg over to the floor, hover it up, hover it just touching on the floor, leave it there. Left leg comes over next to the right leg, hold it there, hovering or just resting, and lift the right leg back up and left leg back up. Take that left leg down towards the floor, hover it, right leg over to the floor, hold it, left leg out straight. Feel how much the core has to work. Bring that left leg back in, right leg out straight. Feel how much that core has to work. Bring that right leg back in. Bring that left leg up above the hip. Bring the right leg back up into the rest position. Breathing in. On the out breath, take both legs together down towards the floor. Down towards the floor. Softly rest them there. Straighten those legs out, keeping that neutral spine. Don't let those ribs lift up. So pull the ribs onto the floor. Make sure that lower back slightly lifted. And bring those legs all the way back in towards the bum. Lift the right leg up. Lift the left leg back up. Bring those arms up into the sky, keeping the shoulders down. Bring that chin all the way up so the head's up, hands are past the hip here. Take that right leg down to the floor, straighten it out. And slide it on the ground. Take your arms horizontal, mum. Bring them back up. Take the left leg down to the floor, so arms are horizontal towards the sofa, towards your feet. Lengthen that left leg out. Bring that leg back up. Take both legs down to the floor. Straighten those legs out on the ground, breathing in. And on the out breath, lift yourself up into sitting. So straighten your legs out on the floor. Yeah, and then roll yourself all the way up, grabbing your rope up into sitting. Up into sitting. So hands on the legs. Roll yourself down and get the stretch through that lower back, through that middle back, through that upper back. And then bring yourself back up into vertical. Okay, roll yourself onto your right. I'm going on my right hand side. So we're going to just fire these glutes up again. So middle spine is in neutral, parallel to the floor. It's also in neutral if we were to be standing above looking down. Rest the top hand on the top hip. Feet together, lift that top knee up and lower. Up and lower. High as you can go with it and lower. Remember how wide apart your legs came when you did the baby pose lying on your back. Got to come to the same height. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. You can feel the muscle in your bum working, engaging, releasing. Engaging, releasing. Okay, leave it in the air for the next one. Hold it up. Okay, gliding at 45 degrees up and back. So it's going up and back. Feet, the knee is what's moving, the feet just follow. Good. Up and back. Up and back. 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 Hold it in the air there. Hold it in the air. Pulse it back for 3, 2, 1. Rest the feet together. Take that leg backwards in the air and pulse it. 3, 2, 1, and feet together. Take it backwards, pulse it. 3, 2, 1, feet together. Lowering all the way down. Lifting all the way up. Lowering all the way down. We're externally rotating this thigh. Lift it up. Roll it up. Roll it down. Roll it up. Roll it down. Leave it in the air. Leave it in the air. And we're going to lift that, take that whole leg up and back for 3 and tap. 2, tap the feet together. 1, tap the feet together. Hold it apart now. Hold them apart. Pulsing. 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1. Feet together and lower all the way down. Okay, if you get cramp, just roll your ankle. I've got cramp in the arch of my foot. Okay, lift that knee up. Straighten that leg out. Turn the toe down to the floor. Turn the toe up. Feel that bum. Turn the toe down. Turn the toe up. Bend that knee, bend the knee and rest it back on the foot. Now pull the knee out and feel how your bum engages. So as soon as our leg's straight, we start to feel that inner thigh. So we've got to get stronger with this glute. Lower that knee down. Lift that knee up. Lower that knee down. Lift it up. Lower it down. Lift it up. And rest. Okay, swing around onto the other side. So we're playing around with the leg, with the leg position in order to get the glutes to fire up. So neutral spine. So lift that top knee up and down. Lift it up and down. Up and down. Good. So remember how high your knee came when you did the baby pose. Got to go there all the time. Up and down. Lift it up and down. Hold it in the air here. And we're going up and backwards. Backwards for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up and back. Hold it up and back and pulse it. 3, 2, 1. Feet together. Take it backwards for 3, 2, 1. Hold it up and pulse it. 3, 2, 1. Feet together. Down and up for 5. And down for 4. And down for 3. Down for 2. Down for 1. Hold it up. Pulse that leg back for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it there. Hold it in the sky. Pulse it back. 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Pulse it back. 3, 2, 1. Bring those feet together all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. Hold it in the air. Straighten that leg. Turn that toe down. Feel how the bum releases. Turn that toe up. I feel it down the inner thigh here and on the quad. Turn it down. Turn it up. So it's hard to get the bum engaged. Now bend that knee. Now pull the knee back and now I engage the bum. So we've got to realise that we've got to really work to get that to engage. Down and up with the bum. Down and up. Down and up. One more. Good. Okay, roll over onto your tummy. Roll over onto your tummy. So we're concentrating on the glutes today. We concentrate a lot on the upper body. Concentrating on the glutes. So hands are under the forehead. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Push that pubic bone into the floor. Draw the tummy up. Clench those thighs so the knees and feet are off the ground. So we've really got an open chest. Lifted with that belly, legs are straight. Breathing in. On the out breath, lift the right leg up into the sky for 3, for 2, for 1. Lift the left leg for 3, for 2, for 1. And release. Put the forehead on the ground and take your hands around to your pelvis. Feel the edge of the, I want you to put your hands in under your pelvis and feel the bony bit, which is just below the waist, your waist. Bony bit on the front of the pelvis. Feel that. Now feel the gap that is off the floor. It should be about, I don't know, 1 centimetre, 2 centimetres. So I want you to put your fingers on the edge of that. I want you to clench your tummy so that you lift the belly off the floor. I want you to clench the bum so you push the pubic bone into the ground and you'll realise, you'll feel the distance. Now I want you to lengthen those legs, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back so we open the chest. And you're going to lift the right leg up without moving that pelvis into your fingers. So you lift, release. You've got to use more tummy to stop it tipping. Lift, release. 3, release. 4, 5, and then hold. Now the other leg, clench with the bum, lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift both legs for 5, 4. Don't let the fingers get pinched. 3, 2, 1. And release. Rest those legs on the ground. So that highlights the action that the glute has to take when you're walking. Your foot hits the floor, heel pushes in the floor, you clench your bum and you extend your hip. So roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back, push the bottom ribs into the ground. Draw the tummy in, lift the belly off the floor, push the pubic bone into the ground, lengthen those legs. Push hard on that pubic bone, legs off the ground, breathing in. On the out breath, pulse the left leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the right leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release both legs down. Let your arms come next to your ears. Just do a little bit of that upper back. So roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Clench the bum, push the pubic bone in the ground, draw the core in, lift the belly up. Lift those hands and forearms up and lower. Hands and forearms up and lower. Hands and forearms up, hold them. Lift the whole arm up into the air. Touch the elbow down, keep the hands up. Elbow up. Elbow down, hands stay above the elbow all the time. Touch that elbow down, lifting, holding. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them here. Pulse those arms up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them. Lift that upper body up off the ground a bit so the eyes are looking into the floor and your arms are up. Breathing in. Pulse the arms up a little for 3, 2, 1. And then put the hands on the floor next to the bottom ribs, so the elbows in the air. Roll those shoulders up to the ears. Push the head from the tailbone and lengthen the body. And then rock up onto your legs, onto your thighs and your pubic bone. Yeah. And then relax down onto those bottom ribs. Yeah, that's it, Mum. Keep those shoulders back. Now relax back down on the bottom ribs and the pubic bone. Legs come up. And now push off those hands and forearms. Thighs go down. So we're just rocking like a seesaw. Yeah. And then back down onto those bottom ribs. Let the legs come down on the floor. Release those arms so your forearms on the ground. Release your head back down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Draw in the tummy, push the pubic bone into the floor. Push those forearms into the ground, pulling the elbows towards the waist and chest towards the front of the mat. So we're opening that chest, good. Pushing that chest forward, pulling those elbows back. And then release, breathing in. On the out breath, lift, lengthen the legs, tighten the core. Push the pubic bone in the floor, pulling those elbows back, pushing that chest forward. And then release, excellent. Down, breathing in. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Lifting, chest forward, pulling those elbows back. Good, really opening that upper back, that's excellent. Pull those shoulders back and down. Good, and then release. Slide those hands back down to the bottom ribs. And we're going to come all the way up to get to child pose. So breathing in, roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Lengthen the legs. Lift onto the bottom ribs. Lift onto the pubic bone and the thighs. Lift onto the knees. Bum in the air, back into child pose. All the way back and release that back. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. Pull the knees apart, lift yourself up onto all fours. Walk those knees, bring yourself into the center of your mat. So turn the tailbone down and arch that back up, just stretching. And then turn that tailbone up, sink that back down, pull those shoulder blades together. Okay, step your left foot forward so that we're coming up onto the knee and the foot. So have separation between the legs. So pull that pubic bone forward. Roll those shoulders up and open. So we've got a flex here. Flex at the hip here. So put your knee on one side of the mat and your foot on the other. Good, so you've got a nice stable base. Rolling those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Push your pubic bone forward. So feel the stretch through the front of this hip. Now visualize you're pulling that knee forward, so you're trying to drag it on the mat, but it's not moving. And then release that, push that arm, right arm into the air. Maybe grab a cushion under your knee, mum. Push that right arm up into the air. Push that right knee down into the floor. Stretching, lengthening. Lengthening through that right side. Okay, sorry, Helen, we just keep on here. So pushing that to bring that arm back down, Helen. So roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Hang on a minute, mum. Pubic bone forward. So stop a minute, get the shoulders back above that knee. Push the crutch forward. And then take the whole body forward. Head stays back. Imagine you're a ballroom dancer. You're doing the waltz. You're standing up tall here. Your crutch is forward. Their crutches touch. And their legs are behind them. Get your shoulders behind your right, you're on your left knee, behind your left knee. Lifting that body up. Now bring that arm up in the air. So Helen, you're on the right arm, Mum, you're on the left arm in the air. Push that arm up and push your pelvis forward. So when they waltz, their pelvises are touching, their shoulders are behind them. That's what you've got to visualize. Pushing up with that arm, stretching through that side, and then release. Okay, push your bottom backwards, put the hands on the floor, swing that leg around, the front leg around, and change legs. So foot on the side of the mat, knees on the other side. Come up onto your knee. Push the crutch forward. Pubic bone forward. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. Draw that core up nice and strong. Pushing into this front hip. Pulling that back knee towards the front knee. So you tense those muscles. Breathing in. Breathing out, bring that arm up into the sky of the kneeling knee. Breathing out, push that arm up and stretch through that side. Your hip is forward, so your pelvis, we're talking about the back leg, forget about the front leg. Your head should be behind your back knee. Right, push the pubic bone forward, tummy button up to the sky. Lift that chest up and take your shoulders backwards. So you feel a stretch through the front of that leg. And then release. Hands on the floor. Bring that leg around. So just on a reminder of that, if you're feeling it massively stretched, I'm going to demonstrate on this leg. If you're feeling it massively stretched, so you can't get your shoulders back, then in that case, you have your hip too far forward. Start with your crutch over your knee. Roll the shoulders back, lift that chest up, and then push forward here. It's there. You've got to get the tummy button. If I had a plumb line, my tummy button's here, or it has to be that my bum is forward, my pubic bone is forward of the line between the knee and the waist. So if you've gone too far forward there in the first place, you're not going to get the shoulders back because there's too much stretch here already. So you've got to start with your crutch over your knee, bring those shoulders up, and then push here into there. That needs to be forward. That needs to be extended. So when we walk, we extend here, just like when they dance around a dance floor. They're up and open here, and they push into there. Okay, so kneeling on the floor. So let's do some of that kneeling walking. I think I sent it to you on the video. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, down and back. So if you want to have a stick, you can have one, but we're doing small movements. I always go too big, so do small movements. So clench the bum, and we're turning as if I'm turning my knees out like that. So I've got to rotate my thighs. So I clench my bum and pull the seam of the trousers forward. I'm going to push onto that right side. Practice leaning over on the right with the hip, with the bum engaged, pushing into there. And then come back and practice leaning over onto the left. So I'm pushing off. When I go on my left knee, it hurts the knee. So I push off that right foot to keep that hip forward there. Keep that hip forward. And then I go over onto the left knee, push the right knee into the floor. So I slide forward with that right knee, and then I come up and forward with the other. So as the leg goes back, the hip flexes, and as I come forward, it extends. Back, forward. Yeah, don't take as big a step as I was taking. So we're really clenching. I want you to really feel yourself extend. Yes, good. Keep going. Yeah, good, Helen. Weight bear, clench. Yes. Yeah, so Helen, exaggerate it more. Exaggerate the push through. So just do one. So start here. So we're going to go, I'm going to put the weight on my right leg. I'm going to clench here, weight bear onto this side, and I'm going to go forward. So I've really extended here and really engaged there. So I've got that runner's stretch here and the other leg's in front. Yeah. And then I'm going to lift on the left leg and extend and push through. Yes, good, Helen. So go, Mum. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So don't just do small. I know it's hard on the knees and ankles. So we're doing this to get the idea. Okay, so let's stand up. We're doing it to get the idea of what our bum's got to do. This isn't I don't expect you to do hours on your knees. I want you to get the idea. So now we stand up. So now we do the same thing. We turn those thighs outwards. So I'm turning them out. So I'm engaging my bum. I'm going to weight bear onto my right leg by lifting that left heel up, pushing into this right leg, crutches forward. So in order to be able to extend here, I need either amazing ankle flexion, if I'm going to keep my heel on the ground, which is tight on my calf. So that's not what happens. We go on to tiptoe and we keep this thigh bent, extended. Other leg comes forward. We then lift the head up to the ceiling and we go up onto tiptoe on the other leg and step through. Stand on this right leg, lift my head up to the ceiling, step through. So again, it's like the thing we did in the beginning, sitting on the mat, lifting our body up. You've got to be light. So do it with a bit, if you do it too slowly, you lose your balance. If you do it too fast, you don't engage. So you've got to just understand. So we step forwards, lift, forwards, lift, forwards. So this is everything. This is stand-up paddleboarding. We bend, we push through. We bend, we push through. It's swimming, kicking and extending here. The dolphin kicks with a big flip like that. It comes from here. So as we kick, we're kicking from here and here, not flapping our feet up and down like that. We do that. Okay, so go do one more stepping through. Yes, step, shoulders back. Good, good, Mum. Great. Clench with the bum. Yes, Helen. Yes, onto tiptoe. Yes. So you've got this perfect. You get to there. And then to go forward, you've got to roll and land. Lift and land. And then running becomes easy. Okay, let's sit back down on the mat. Sit back down on the mat. So maybe next time we'll do some of those standing poses, the tree and that kind of thing. So sitting on our mats, legs outstretched in front. We're just going to finish off. Roll that body forwards. Roll that body forwards. Let those knees come soft. Hold those toes straight up into the sky. Lift that body up to vertical. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Roll those shoulders up to the ears, round and back. Put the left hand on the right knee, right hand behind and turn. And then the right hand on the left knee, left hand behind and turn. So the whole purpose of, well, there's two reasons for doing Pilates. Roll your feet, hands forward towards your feet. One is because it's a sport and a type of movement and dance that's energetic and fun. And two, because it's teaching you how to move your body correctly. Roll those shoulders, bring those arms in. And if you don't learn how to, you don't bring those movements into your everyday life, then it's kind of pointless. Put those hands above the head and push those hands up high. So I use Pilates as a remedial way of correcting movement so that we get better action, less pain in our day-to-day life. Release those arms, rest them on your legs, and roll your shoulders. So well done.